Hello everybody, welcome back to Keep It Real, episode number 18. I know it is episode 18. I checked it and I remembered this time. Now, we've got a little bit of a disaster on our hands, and I can't stand around and do a little normal introduction. We've got to get straight to the yard, because at the end of the last episode I left the bales out. Now, if we're trying to play it realistically, those bales, we shouldn't be leaving them out in the rain. That's pretty bad. Do you know what I miss actually? I do miss the FS19 version of Seasons. Or the seasonal growth, I guess, but it was called Seasons. Because if you left grass out, if you left bales out in the rain, they would slowly deteriorate. And they would disappear, and you'd kind of end up losing most of your yield, which was great. I do miss that feature. I'm going to have to kind of pretend that's the case in this particular situation. But look, there we go. Look, I kind of abandoned it. By the time I finished the last episode, it was pretty much pitch black. This map gets black, and it gets really dark as well, by the way. Really, really dark. So we need to rush today. We need to, yeah, the longer they're out in the rain, it's no good at all. Now, the problem I have is, and we're going to jump into it as quick as we can, there is no room. Someone's already, someone I know, rather than through the comments, has moaned at me about starting to leave stuff lying around. Pretty bad, going against my own rules. And he's told me off for not clearing an area to park the pickup truck as well. So Chris, this is just for you. I'm going to do a little bit of landscaping here. But I need to get another shed in place. Now, oh, it's loaded up on that screen automatically. Obviously, we can view this screen, by the way. We just got to go to the shop if we want to buy anything, but nothing that we need. Straight into construction mode. Now, I'm going to put something here. And what I'm thinking is, I've got a rough idea. But I don't want something like the one that's already there is great. I like that. It's super cheap. But because it has that divider in the middle, it's a bit annoying. That kind of wastes space. You can't cram so much in. And what I want to do is kind of put another shed there like that. So almost like a bespoke one. A bit like a map creator would do, I guess. What about that, in fact? That's only £1,200. So what it would kind of do is create like a fully sheltered area in the corner, which I like the look of, because then you can get hay bales into there, I reckon. In fact, that isn't bad, you know. Now, I am going to have to free place it. I don't want it to affect the ground. And we'll have to jump back in after and get rid of that tree. Now, let's just try and line this up best I can without it affecting too much. Let's just check from here if I did that like that. Yeah, so it's not going to delete any of the hedgerow, which is great. So yeah, I'm thinking like that and try and line the roof up so it's touching but not going through. I reckon that will do it. Yeah, that looks alright. That. Let's jump back into kind of normal mode a minute and just see if we've got anything floating. We probably have at the back ever so slightly. I don't mind that like that. That's cool, that's fine. It does show off this bit floating now though, doesn't it? So I'm just going to do an ever so slight tweak to this little bit of ground here a second. This shouldn't take me very long. In fact, I probably won't even skip it. We'll just do this live. It's not going to be a time-lapse kind of thing, because it will be a super fast job, I hope. Alright, let's get it on the smallest one. We want it to be about that sort of level. Yeah. So, same again there. I am just keeping an eye on the money because we aren't particularly rich at the moment. Definitely not. Try and zoom in a bit. And, yeah, that works. Just try and get... Just conscious it doesn't ruin the back, that's fine. Okay, give it a bit of a smooth off. And a tiny bit of a paint. Good. I like it. Looks good. I'll pop a little bush there just for luck. And a little one there. But it never goes in the place you want it to. Of course it doesn't. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, good. That looks alright, doesn't it? That will do. Let's get out the axe. I'm pretty sure this is just a disappearing tree again. Yeah, it goes red straight away, look. Okay. That looks alright. I don't mind that. I'm happy with that. And actually, I got that pretty damn close, didn't I? Yeah. Oh. And the rain stopped. Brilliant. But to be honest, we need to have something there. We did need to look at another shed. Do you know, I really wanted to put one in with a hayloft, but they're just too big. Just absolutely massive. Now, I wonder if we can pull that. Let's just try and pull that trailer into that shed, and we'll just unload the bales. But we'll do that a bit later on, because what I want to do, what I really want to do, is get some cows, and that's going to be the first thing we do. As soon as we've protected ourselves from any more rain. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to hook that up from here. Try and do that without hitting our baler. Does look promising. No, it doesn't, because it's trying to connect it to the hay rack. Of course it is. Okay, sorted it. Just had to quickly move that baler. I did that off screen. Okay, let's just pull this into the shed. Hopefully, I hate reversing these dolly type trailers. I really do. But hopefully I can do it in such a way it's in the shed and we can still get it out. Because if we do get some cows, we are going to need to top them up with some food. This is not going very well. That did not go very well at all. I think it's stuck on that lip there of the barn. Good, amazing. I probably ain't getting that back out. Fantastic. That is a job for later. I've had enough of that. Now, just while we're here in the meantime, I have removed the Maze Plus. I kind of said I was going to anyway. I did get quite a lot of comments. A lot of them kind of agreed. I think a lot of you who watch, we see this kind of style of play in a similar way. So I'm quite glad of that. Now, what I did do though is swap these. You know, I bought these right at the end of, I think, the previous episode before the last one, and they were Maze Plus related ones, so they also disappeared as soon as I deactivated the mod, so I just added these ones in instead at no charge. The exact same amount of bags. I'm sure it was 8 bags. I've just stacked them a bit neater. Now, while we're here, you can see, you probably know anyway if you play, but the food has changed. So now they require grain, which gives them 100%, which is, you know, they always did. But it does give you an option for corn now, and it also gives you an option for lettuce. Now, that's good. It never used to do that. I don't know if that's just a standard base game update or whether that's to do with the enhanced animals mod. Not too sure. But I quite like that. Obviously, we've got loads and loads of corn in there. And potentially, we can grow lettuce through some form of greenhouse or open garden. So that's amazing. We're definitely self-sustainable from a duck point of view. We're just not quite self-sustainable from a cow point of view. Not quite yet. And again, thank you in advance, but Northern Family Farms, he's having a look for me. He's helped me do the ambulance mod, which I use in roleplay story mode a lot, which I love, by the way. It's great, the proper UK style mod, really, really good. So I really appreciate that, and he is having a look at this barn, and he's seeing if he can do anything, just kind of a personal mod adaptation where this does take straw, it does generate manure, and it does generate slurry. That would save so much hassle, and if you can, that would be amazing. So that would be great. So hopefully that might answer that one. In the meantime though, I am still keeping an eye out for a similar looking mod which does have those benefits already. But for now that doesn't matter. Now let's just move this baler somewhere. I can connect the baler to this pickup truck, which is fortunate. You know, even with that additional shed, we haven't really got a great deal of room. Didn't reverse that in place very well, did I? Try again. Brilliant. Yeah, that, you know, I've just put in a nice, quite wide 3-block shed. Still don't have a great deal of room. But if I'd parked that a little bit better, I'm sure it would have been fine, wouldn't it? That is pretty awful. So hopefully my goal at the end of that shed, by the way, is also to have somewhere to park this pickup truck during the day. Failing that, I will just create kind of a little driveway type area, just somewhere I can park this a bit neater than kind of in a bush, which, yeah, I'm getting a bit stick about. Anyway, right. I think put that in there without hitting any of the other equipment. Did we clear it? Ooh, that was close, wasn't it? That was really close. Let's go to the shop. We need to buy a cow trailer. Then we need to head down to the animal market and buy a cow. Probably a bigger cow, I think. Just so it at least starts to produce... Wow, do you know, I'm not even fussed about it producing milk. I want it to potentially produce offspring. We want some calves as soon as possible. So we'll see what options there are. I haven't checked it since turning Maize Plus off, by the way. I don't know if Maize Plus made a difference to the animal ages you can buy. We will soon find out. Let's do a bit of driving in first person. I haven't done first person driving for a while. So I do hope everyone is well. I hope everyone's doing good. I know I mention it pretty much every episode, but if you are watching the roleplay story mode, I've just done... I thought it was a cool episode as well, actually. I've just done the finale, the series 2 or season 2 finale. Oh, I better turn off the engine. Really good. I risked a copyright strike on it, actually, just to kind of play a song, which I thought was quite fitting. I like all sorts of music. I wouldn't call myself necessarily a Green Day fan, but the song just fit. You know, it's around that time of the year. It's a little bit of a kind of a sad, mopey song, I guess, as well as an upbeat song, I suppose. But yeah, I didn't get a copyright strike. I did get a little email response come through to say that they're happy to let me use it. However, you can't monetize it, which is fine because, you know, I don't necessarily do this for the money. And the money I would have earned from it maybe would have been about £3. So that's worth the cost. I don't mind that. I can get away with that. Right, let's jump into the shop. So we need to get an animal trailer. I already know which one I'm going to get because I activated the mod because I thought it looked cool. Although it's not there, which is odd, isn't it? I wonder if it's just gone into trailers. It was there in the last episode. There it is. So it's a livestock trailer. It's in normal trailers, not in the animal transport section. That's odd. I hope it's not going to have any issues. It says it has 1 cow. Weird. Okay, this nice and cheap, and that just suits the series, and it's really small, so I've got somewhere to park it. Is it going to charge me to change the colour? No. Cool, so I can tweak that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to buy it as well. It's 1300. But we're going to be using it a lot. Okay, amazing. Right. We'll just go pick up that trailer. So I'll do a bit of chatting just while I'm doing it. So again, going back to the roleplay story mode. So I know I always mention it, I'm sorry I do, but that's the one that takes the most amount of effort. So I am going to shout about it as much as possible. So yeah, I got away with the using the different song. Can't monetize it. Hey, I probably lost out on about £3. Doesn't matter. It's more about the enjoyment of filming it, recording it, and just talking to people. And I do already have plans, by the way. That does not work very well with this pickup truck, does it? I do already have all my plans for Season 3. There's no hanging around with it. I'm not going to make you wait too long, because maybe sometimes I'm a bit inconsistent with it anyway. You know, I'm not always... Well, that is really low, I have to be real careful. I'm not always consistently able to do it every weekend, so there's sometimes where there's 2 or 3 weeks between episodes, so I think making a delay, making people wait for any longer than normal just for the next season is silly. And I just want to get in there quick. I want to get in there quick for a couple of reasons. I'd like to be, it's not a competition, but I like to be original. So I have a lot of ideas, and I just like to get them into place before it becomes kind of a thing that other people are doing. And again, it's not a competition. I just like to be original, and I just like some of these things I think of to... It's always nicer to be the first one to do it, isn't it? If you know what I mean. And yeah, I'm pretty hopeful the next series is going to be a good one. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a continuation. The equipment, the characters, the people, they're all the same. Just gonna write in a challenge, which I've done. I say write in, I don't write anything down, it's all in my head. Just added a challenge for money, so it's not going to be simply move into a new farm. It's kind of almost going to be started from scratch, and hopefully the way I've come up with that story works quite well. Now, I need to stop talking for a minute because I need to concentrate. So I want to get not a male calf, not a male bull. These, I'm assuming, with advanced animal mods, still aren't required for the animals to breed. Guessing not. So what I probably want to do is go for a cow that's over 18 months if I want to start the breeding process. So it's going to have to be, you know, an actual cow. And it's just a case of which brand, which style, what do I want it to look like? Don't know. Does it really matter? Does it really matter? Oh, definitely don't want pigs. I'm going to go with just the standard on this one, I think. I don't know what's common in fronts. But I know that these are common around where I am, so let's just do something a bit different. So we can only fit one in the trailer. It's going to have to be this. It's £2 still, by the way. Jeez. Right. Let's get it. Oh no, I left my engine running as well. I need to stop doing that because it is costing money. Now hopefully I can get this little cow home without rolling the trailer or flipping it over the pavement. Let's give it a go. So we're now at £7,536. The money is going down pretty fast. But hopefully I've got everything I need to give this cow a bit of a basic start. The hay will do it good for a minute or two. I know we've got some water. Oh dear. This trailer really doesn't like these roads. Yeah, we've got some water. Wow, we've got a tanker. We'll have to make a trip down. This trailer really doesn't work very well. It must be the slight joins in the road that you can't see through the map making. And it's like just deflecting off it, maybe. That's weird. I'm just going to have to use this trailer with the tractor from now on, aren't I? That's just the way it's got to be. One thing I do want to do as well, and I don't know, I might be thinking ahead a little bit, but I do want to get another tractor. Probably isn't a necessity now, but it will be at some point. And this driving is not realistic at all. I think by now that cow would probably need to go back to the vet. I really want to keep an eye out on the used, because we don't need a tractor. But I tell you what, if the Fiat Agri, the newest version of it, which looks, I've not used it, but it looks so detailed. and it's cheap. This Fiat Agri's always been cheap on this game. But if that appears in the shop, no matter what, I need to find a way of raising the funds to get it. Because if we get that with a 50% reduction, that will be really cheap for, probably, for the money, one of the most impressive tractors in the game. Now, I thought this might have been a problem because of the way that I installed the bridge. It is what it is. This pickup truck really bottoms out on it, in fact. So, I'm going to have to reverse up. So let's try and do this again without giving the cow a heart attack. Okay, there we go. Unloaded. Looking pretty happy in there. I tell you what though, this barn doesn't look like it can hold many cows her size, does it? Sure. Right, I'm just going to leave that there a minute. We're going to literally sprint all the way down here and just grab a bale. Now, I did have the animal grazing mod turned on, but I've turned it off because I thought maybe that might have been part of the conflict I was having with the hay bales not selling. But they're still not selling, even with that mod turned off, even with Maize Plus turned off, even with a couple of extra mods like that outdoor garden, which is one of the mods I installed, the one that took the straw. I thought maybe that might have been causing it. Still not selling any bales, so I don't know. I'm hoping after a while it will just fix itself. Maybe an update will appear. Maybe it's map related, maybe everyone has that problem. Or maybe I've done something. I don't know. Now hopefully it will take the bale. Will it take the bale? Will it not take the bale? Now, I don't know if this is going to work, but this could be the ultimate realism without even realising it. Because if this does work, it looks like I'm going to have to cut the bales open just to pour them back into here. I don't know. It's a bit of a fiddle, but if it works, which it does look like it's doing, actually that's quite cool. I'm going to get fed up with it. Absolutely no doubt about that. Let's just save those. Yeah. I just had to quickly set a key binding on the cut open bales mod, which I installed and activated. I just never actually set a key binding up for it. Right, where am I going here? Did it work? It did. So they've got 258 litres in there now. Amazing. Yeah, this is a bit of a faff. This was one bale, by the way. Just cut open here. One single bale, which won't all even fit into 2 wheelbarrows, so that's typical. So what we're going to have to do next time we're at the shop is just buy the shovel, and then I can leave that here, because pulling the wheelbarrow up every time is going to be a pain. Although in all fairness, actually, we can probably just leave the wheelbarrow here, couldn't we? Right, let's get that final bit in there. Well, that was a bit of unintentional realism, for sure. But it works. Right, just going to leave that there. It can stay there. Hopefully it doesn't roll off down the hill. Brilliant. So let's just check it again. Yeah, 581 litres of hay now. Why has it lost some? 581. Has that cow literally eaten that much? They are 600 litre bales. Yeah, there's only 581. I've been mugged off a bit, haven't I? Been mugged off. My baler must be a bit dodgy. I'm also sure that cow was brown a minute ago. I don't know. I could have sworn that was brown a minute ago. Anyway, right. So we need to get a shovel. And we need to get A thing of water. Let's do that now. Let's get on with that. Okay, here we are, ready to fill this up. Now, as well as backtracking a little bit on the whole maze plus idea, which I thought would be good but didn't quite work out, I'm also going to... Oh, nearly lost control then. It's dodgy driving. I'm also going to turn off, before I get too far, the... I forget what they call it, but the trailer fill limit. I'm going to turn it off because it just doesn't make sense for this water tanker. This is the thing that irritated me the most, to be honest. What? It just doesn't make sense. I'm not going to say it again, but it does my head in, that does. But yeah, this should fill to the brim, which it will do now. Now, if we were to do this in the tractor and it starts to struggle, then that's on us, realistically, having to try and figure out what equipment we need to do the right job. So, in a way, turning the trailer fill limit off, it's sort of made it a little bit more realistic. I can see now that this is sort of leaning back and struggling a little bit with the full thing. That's fun. Makes sense. What I have turned on in the meantime as well, actually, which I think will kind of make up for it, is a new mod. I think it hasn't long come out in the last couple of days. It's called Rain Pane, and it was a picture of a window, and I clicked on it thinking, oh nice, it'll give you like some nice realistic animations of rain on the windows. It's not, it's got nothing to do with that. It is rain pain. Essentially the rain causes you pain. So not only do you kind of lose a yield, for example, if you harvest in the rain, this actually changes that and puts that on every single different piece of equipment. That's another moment then, didn't it? So, for example, if you are trying to do cultivating in the rain... Oh my god, this is doing my head in now. Yeah, if you try and do cultivating in the rain, it would actually damage the cultivator, because it's not the ideal type of soil for it to be doing its job. If you try to plough in the rain, it actually quite substantially damages the plough. Puts the damage bar down quite quickly, from what I can gather. Because really, you know, ploughing in the rain, it's the wrong type of soil. I guess the soil is a lot heavier, therefore it's going to take a bigger wear on the equipment. So I liked that, and I thought that was quite cool. That was definitely a mod for this sort of series. So that's what's being activated in replacement of the Maze Plus and the trailer fill limit. It's a good trade. I feel a lot of the time these little collisions I'm getting on kind of invisible pieces of road may actually be down to the pickup truck. Just the hitch point, I guess, is quite low, which is why I think I probably need to be considering another tractor. The tractor that does a bit more than 16 miles per hour or whatever that one does. I'm not going to get rid of that tractor, by the way. I think that's one to stay right the way through. But yeah, I'm hopefully, keep an eye out, but I'm hoping either the Fiat Agri, which I've mentioned, or the new Renault Aries mod will come up in the used shop. That would be cool. When you don't get much more French than a Renault, I'm assuming, do you? Okay, so this is good. Not very much hay for the cow. Let's jump into the menu. But enough to get it. It's getting through that hay quick, you know. That cow is hungry. Wow. What is it now? I mean, I suppose it is gone 3 o'clock now that the time is on fast, but still. So 2,000 litres of water and hay. Hopefully that health will jump up, and then we might in the background get a little bit of milk produced. Now, just jumping across to the ducks a minute. So the ducks, we know there's something weird, probably to do with this kind of animal pen, but it doesn't tell you. Look, it's generating eggs. Still on 0 pieces. Look, now they've been on 100% health now, I believe, for a fair while. But whenever I drive past, this isn't changing. In fact, no, it's not even. There's still only 5 pieces there. I don't understand. I don't understand why. Surely it would have generated a bit more than 5 pieces by now. Maybe I need to leave it a day or so for it to kind of unconfuse itself after turning Maze Plus off. Maybe that's the issue. But they must be doing alright, because they're certainly producing. See how many little ducklings there are now. There's actually loads, not to mention the ones that are probably hidden in amongst this grass. Yeah, there's one there. Look, look, there's two there. Look, 3. There's just so many ducks. So many ducks. There's another one. Oh, look, they're everywhere. It's like ants. I'm gonna have to stop walking through here now. I'm gonna start standing on them. So yeah, I'm not sure about that anyway. That just doesn't seem to generate the eggs correctly. I don't know what the deal is. Surely by now that would have gone up. No, I mean it's 3:30 now in terms of game time, and it's not even gone up by 1. I'm not sure. Right, well, to be honest, I think the recording has probably gone on for long enough already. So that is underneath there, just about. Next episode I'm going to have to hand build all of that off. We'll start by doing that. And I don't know, what have we got? £7,500. Potentially it might be worthwhile doing another contract in the next episode just to top that up. I am really considering placing maybe another 2 trees just on the other side. Just start to build this up and look like a bit of an orchard, because they actually look really cool. In fact, they're probably one of my favourite looking mods, apart from the random tree branches growing out of thin air, which is strange. But if that is quite cool. So I want to put 2 more this side, and then this area here, I'm thinking leave the tree there. Let's put a little greenhouse here, a normal greenhouse, you know, like a glass one with glass panes, rather than anything too fancy. That would look quite cool. This would be kind of our homegrown area. Do like the sound of that. Maybe we'll get her a friend as well. Lots to do. Not a lot of money to spend on it, but yeah, I like it. So far so good. It's just that £2,500 worth of bills that's coming out right at the beginning of the next episode we've got to remember. Good. Well, hopefully you're happy today. I mean, I'm pretty happy. Progression's pretty good. Got a new shed. Got a cow in place finally. Yeah. Successful episode. And hopefully it's going to be long enough as well. So until the next one, which will hopefully be also this week. I mean, I'm guessing maybe it's Tuesday you're seeing this now. I'll try and get one out for Thursday. I do need to spend a little bit of time doing that pilot episode as a bit of a sneak peek for the next series of roleplay as well. It's quite important I get that done. So yeah, until then, until I see you next time, or until I speak to you in the comments, cheers and gone.